VAMA Snapshot, your look inside Virginia's apartment industry. Our snapshot this month is sponsored by our VAMA Conference Platinum sponsors, Sage Law Practice Group, Belfour, and Apartments.com. Now, as you can see behind me, I have a lot of logos hanging around my head. But to cut through all the confusion, we sent Patrick out to see what our members are doing with these logos.
Thank you, Stephanie. I'm here today with Stephen Colvin, Management Services Corporation. Glad you could join us today for our VAMA Snapshot. Now, you are is it Director of Social Media for Management Services?
I am the Internet Marketing Manager at Management Services Corporation, so I oversee social media. That's kind of a small part of what we do. But yeah, I manage about 14 sites.
Wow. Now, obviously, social media has been a big area of interest for the apartment industry over the past couple of years, and there's a lot of debate out there. Is it a resident retention tool? Is it a sales tool? What are your thoughts on where does social media fit into the apartment industry?
I think it is definitely both, and there's a huge opportunity out there to get new sales from it. We all know that word-of-mouth marketing is huge for every community, and social media is now how word-of-mouth is conducted. If you're looking for a new restaurant or to join a new gym, you ask your social network. In the same way that if I'm moving 10 hours away from here and I have no idea where to live, I might ask my friends that live in North Carolina, where's a great community to live at, and that's where we can get referrals. I think something else we might need to keep an eye on is Facebook's new search tool called Graph. That's going to be a big deal coming up. It's in beta right now, but something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm. Now, Management Services, we're here at the Madhouse. We're right here in a student hub. Yeah. And do you see social media having different applications in the student market versus the conventional housing market?
Well, a big question has always been, how do we measure interaction between student and market? How do we know what a Facebook page is worth? At Madhouse, at MSC, we've developed a social score that will objectively measure the interaction between a Facebook page and their residents. And we have about 18 months of data right now, about a year and a half. And surprisingly, we have the same interaction scores for student and market properties. And it's really not that surprising when you consider that the fastest growing demographic on social pages are baby boomers right now. And they seem to be more willing to recommend and to share things more than the millennial generation does.
Now, Facebook's not the only tool out there. It seems
Right.
like every day we turn around there is a new social media tool in some way, shape, or form. But one of the ones that's popped out, a lot of people have interested, is Pinterest. Could you tell us a little bit about that and how you feel that works for apartment marketing?
Yeah, well, we're using Pinterest here as a way to showcase our decorated model apartments and different layouts and styles. And we're also using it to give our residents ideas on how to turn their new apartment into a home. There's a big difference there. And then another important thing that's come up is at the end of 2012, they unrolled Pinterest business pages. We've been working with them a little bit and developing it with the multifamily and real estate industries, but that's something to keep an eye on. Another thing that I would recommend with Pinterest is installing the Pinterest app on your Facebook page. That really helps self-promote there.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is obviously an area where companies are looking at, do we hire people to get into it and do it for us? Do we just have our community managers for it? You all have been through this exercise. What is the advice you can give companies that are looking now about where do we place our social media marketing? Where does it fit into the big picture? Any words of advice for them on making that decision and things they should consider?
The biggest thing I would say to consider is to have a written action plan for your social media and set measurable objectives. That's the biggest mistake that I've seen that people are making, is that they say, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, or Pinterest, whatever, but they have no written plan and no measurable success. How many people will you interact with this year, and how many of those people will you turn into brand loyalists or people that will live at your community for a long time?
Well, thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you for joining us today. And Stephanie, we'll send it back to you.
No, don't do that. I am serious. I do not want my employer to see that. Oh, we're back. Sorry about that. I just got tagged in a photo and, well, Anyways, as you can see, between Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Twitter, there are so many options out there and just as many things to do, along with what not to do. like tagging your coworkers in photos without their knowledge. Stephen. So, until next time, remember to keep it rented and collected.